All right, please check out Elon Musk's daughter absolutely roasting him in this recent interview, and then stick around because we'll talk about more important news. But the interviewer says, speaking of some of your family, I feel like right-wingers are actually pretty bad at posting, obviously referring to Elon. And Vivian says, they're not funny. You have to be funny. Most of them have the charisma of a soaking bathrobe. And then speaking directly about her father, she says, the Nazi salute shit was insane. Honey, we're gonna call a fig a fig, and we're gonna call a Nazi salute what it was. That shit was definitely a Nazi salute. The crowd is equally to blame. And then the interviewer asks, do you ever feel scared? He's the richest man in the world. And Vivian says, he's a pathetic man-child. Why would I feel scared of him? Oh, he has so much power. Nah, I don't give an F. Why should I be scared of this man? Because he's rich. And then she says later on, he owns Twitter. Okay, congratulations. And then finally, speaking about Elon moving far right, that the reason he turned right is because I'm effing transgender. That's just not the case. That's not what it does to people. Him going further to the right is not because of me. Okay. I could listen to Vivian roasting her father all day, but I do want to talk about a more serious story regarding the Pentagon setting up a briefing for Elon Musk on a potential war with China. Not only is this scary for national security purposes, not only are there major conflicts of interest here, but then Trump threw a temper tantrum, as he always does, about this story, about this New York Times article that I'm about to read, and then Elon Musk also jumped in and said, I look forward to the prosecutions of those who are leaking information to the New York Times. So I want to read this story. I want to talk about Elon Musk's meltdown. He's basically trying to silence anybody who's talking about the story, anybody at the Pentagon who is exercising their right to talk about this story, and he's saying they should be prosecuted. So before we jump in, I do want to say, I've been getting a lot of comments like this. Hey Adam, I thought I was subscribed, but I never actually scrolled down and clicked the subscribe button. So I would really appreciate if all of you could do that. And let's read this article that describes how this access would be a major expansion of Elon Musk's government role and highlight his conflicts of interest. I feel like major expansion of government role is kind of downplaying it. It's the country turning into an oligarchy where just because he's a rich man, he gets insight on our national security. It's kind of terrifying. And again, it demands our full attention. It's a new level of unchecked power, and it's about how our military secrecy is converging with Elon Musk's influence in a very scary way. So, the Pentagon was scheduled on Friday to brief Elon Musk on the U.S. military's plan for any war that might break out with China. Two U.S. officials said on Thursday, so this was corroborated by multiple officials. Another official said the briefing would be China-focused without providing any additional details, so that's three. A fourth official confirmed Mr. Musk was going to be at the Pentagon but offered no further details. So we had three officials confirming this China story and one more saying he was going to be there. Hours after news of the planned meeting was published by the New York Times, Pentagon officials and President Trump denied that the session would be about military plans involving China. Quote, China will not even be mentioned or discussed, Mr. Trump said in a late night social media post that was a lot more deranged than the New York Times is making it out to be. Trump said, the fake news is at it again, this time at the failing New York Times. They said, incorrectly, that Elon Musk is going to the Pentagon tomorrow to be briefed on any potential war with China. How ridiculous. China will not even be mentioned or discussed. How disgraceful it is that the discredited media can make up such lies. Anyway, the story is completely untrue. 3 exclamation marks. 3 exclamation marks from the President of the United States. And he's been saying that the New York Times is failing literally for years now. He's been saying for like a decade that the New York Times is discredited and failing. Meanwhile, he's only discredited himself. But then, it was not clear if the briefing for Mr. Musk would go ahead as originally planned, but it looks like it did go ahead because we now have video of Mr. Musk leaving with Pete Hegseth. They're chuckling it up, laughing about whatever, probably about how Vladimir Putin isn't really as bad as the liberal media makes it out to be. Oh, they're laughing about Vladimir Putin's actually kind of funny. So is Xi Jinping. Maybe we should give them our secrets. Then Elon Musk is shaking hands and walking away, probably just thinking about how many times he can possibly tweet on the way home in that car ride. But let's continue reading. It would also bring into sharp relief the questions about Mr. Musk's conflicts of interest as he ranges widely across the federal bureaucracy while continuing to run businesses that are major government contractors. In this case, Mr. Musk, the billionaire chief executive of both SpaceX and Tesla, is a leading supplier not only to the Pentagon, but he also has extensive financial interests in China. So it's kind of interesting. I find it kind of interesting that after Donald Trump sends out his deranged Truth Social posts, the fake news is at it again. This time, the failing New York Times. Elon Musk then, keep in mind at 1:56 a.m., if you could read where I have highlighted right here, at 1:56 a.m. in the morning, Elon Musk says the New York Times is pure propaganda. And I look forward to the prosecutions of those at the Pentagon who are leaking maliciously false information to the New York Times. They will be found. Okay, so a few things here. That is essentially an open threat. It is an open threat from somebody who has spent the past few months role-playing as a government official. So he's trying to project as if he has all of this power within the government, and now he's leveraging that power to threaten people on the platform that he owns. And he's saying the New York Times is pure propaganda. Look who's speaking, the dude who tweets hundreds of times a day. I always play this game where I go to his Twitter and I'm like, when's the last time Elon Musk has tweeted? Oh, it's actually a few hours ago. This dude took a break. He's probably having a 15th child. Okay, sorry, too soon. But Elon Musk then says, I look forward to the prosecutions of those at the Pentagon. It's just insane. He's threatening Pentagon officials. Therefore, it's not even about whether or not Pentagon officials are ever actually prosecuted, as Elon Musk is promising in this post, but it's also about the chilling effect that the threat creates. By just saying that you will prosecute certain officials, you are creating a sort of chilling effect within the Pentagon, within other institutions where people are now scared. They're scared to either talk about what's going on, they're scared to call out Elon Musk, and this gets somehow 200,000 likes. And then someone linked an article that says Elon Musk's AI turns on him, labels him one of the most significant spreaders of misinformation on X. But if we just back up a second, can I just say that none of this is normal? Private citizens, no matter how influential or well-connected, should not receive classified briefings on war strategy, especially when these guarded secrets present a massive conflict of interest with Elon Musk. We're not talking about a general discussion at the Pentagon about innovation. If Elon Musk was going there to talk about rocket ships, this wouldn't even be that much of a story. It wouldn't be of a video at all. But he's talking about some of the most closely guarded secrets in U.S. military strategy. These are documents that outline how the U.S. would respond in the event of a full-scale conflict, including which targets we would strike, what intelligence indicators would trigger an escalation, and the overall strategic posture that the U.S. would take. So imagine Elon Musk leaking any of this information to China or to any other adversary, even if he leaks it to one of his buddies at SpaceX, and then that leaks back to another country and it leaks back to China. There are so many ways that Elon Musk could leak this. Hell, he could just type it in Discord and it could leak off to another country. This has happened before, yet there are no security parameters put in place. So let me repeat, this is not normal. Private citizens generally should not receive classified briefings on our private strategy, especially with so many conflict of interest, because Musk is not just a defense contractor, he is a global businessman with extensive ties to China, extensive business relationships in China, extensive conflicts of interest. And I'm not just trying to throw that around as buzzwords, but genuinely, there are conflicts between the way Elon Musk operates on a day-to-day basis with his businesses, the parts that he imports from China, the way he relies on China, and him having secrets that would help China in a war that would therefore help his company. His company Tesla depends on the Chinese market and operates one of its largest production facilities in Shanghai. And he was previously praised by the Chinese government repeatedly and relentlessly. And he even suggested Taiwan should accept Chinese control. So I just want to end this off by saying allowing someone with these financial and geopolitical entanglements to have access to top secret military plans should scare all of us. He has access to military plans, to social security numbers. He has access to payments coming in and out of the government. He has access to our personal information, our addresses. So I just want to end this off by saying we need to be pushing back relentlessly. I love each and every single one of you. And if you made it this far, make sure you drop a like. Remember, people keep saying, hey, Adam, I thought I was subscribed, but I never actually scrolled down and clicked that button. So scroll down, click the button. I love all of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.